Hello, 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 everybody. I am once again your androgynous android game show host from the future, Nathan Blades, and this is the second stream of this evening, the second stream of Phantom Arts Fest, called Rossum's Undercover Robots. In the system, gosh, the very long name. I'm sure you're all wondering why I've gathered you here this evening. Thanks to everybody who tuned into our first game. Yes, we have mystery vibes, perfect. Thanks to everybody who tuned into our first game of Mothership, and for joining us here as well. Shall I, since we just had the music change, and I can introduce the person who is changing the music for us this evening, please welcome to the table, Phantom Arts Entertainment Neoncaster veteran, Will.
Howdy, y'all. How's it doing? It is I, your amazing agender avian co-GM. Oh, wait, I'm Will this time. Hey, close enough.
Yeah.
Cheese to be here.
Yeah, this has been something that I've wanted to do for a hot second, both in terms of just running this game. This game is written by a friend of mine, Logan Jenkins, to which I did a scenario inside the book, and I've been excited to run it for real for quite a while, but also to do a streamed tabletop RPG session where I have Will alongside me to help on the decks, on spinning the wheels on the 1 and 2s. Adding music too, because I think both of us really enjoy specifically adding music to tabletop RPGs and the experience that can give.
Oh yeah. One of my favorite parts of GMing, it is, if sometimes I will go, I want to run a session, I'll put together a playlist and then be like, oh, then I have to do the rest of the prep.
But this lightens the load for both of us a little bit. I don't have to worry about soundtrack stuff, and you don't have to worry about working with the fickle mistress that is Tabletop Simulator.
Ugh. If I was GMing this alone, I'd have so many windows to manage at once, I would perish immediately.
Nightmare. Right, let's go and introduce some of the other fantastic guests who are joining us this evening. Let's go vertically in the order. Appearing on the Neoncaster Twitch channel for the very first time, everybody please give a warm welcome to C.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Hello everyone, my name is C. I use they, them pronouns. I am super excited to be here playing this game. I've never played it before. I love to not know what I'm doing, but if you want to find me, you can check me out making very trans, very gay art over on the internet at PieSharp Art, and you can always find me Saturdays at 7 p.m. US Central Time, 8 p.m. US Eastern Time over on Transplanar RPG, and I can say more about that when we're doing our outros, but I'm super excited to be here tonight playing this game.
You know when somebody does a lot of podcasting and APs when they have their spiel like down, I respect it.
It's in my brain.
I respect it.
It is in my brain.
Transplanar is a cracking show. It got featured on Dicebreaker relatively recently, which I was very impressed by. Hopefully I get to be that big one day. But no, it's a delight to have you on the show. I'm very excited. Are you excited to maybe be a robot and definitely murder people?
Yes, it's basically, this is like my dream game. You say you can maybe be a robot, you can maybe have an identity crisis, and you get to do like a little bit of murder. And I say there is simply no better way to spend my Friday night.
Yeah,
so thank you again so much for having me.
Murder, Souchon
of killing. Just a little for fun.
Also, please everybody welcome to the table. They've been asking me when they get to appear on this channel for a while, and I'm so glad to finally have them join us. Please everybody welcome to the table, Deck.
Hey everybody, this is my name is Deck. I have a YouTube channel called Corner Case about mostly miniature wargaming, some tabletop RPGs. Been a fan of a lot of these one-shot network podcasts, and I found out that Nathan and I have like so much in common. Pretty wild. Mega Man Battle Network, RPGs of that time period. I've been begging Nathan to just let me on, so I've been really thirsty for it.
You gotta
really
stop
sending
me letters to my house, dude. It's not cool.
Yeah, dude, it's a whole ecosystem. I buy so many owls at the store.
No, it's genuinely a delight to have you here. I love your miniature content. Got me helped get me super back into painting miniatures in a big way. So I blame you for the pile of grey that I have just sitting out of frame. But yeah, it's fantastic for us to be able to play together finally.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
A returning guest to the Neoncaster channel, and actually running her own game later this weekend. Please, everybody, welcome to the stage, Juicy Garland.
Hello, hi. Thank you for having me back. I am Juicy Garland, Boston area drag queen and mega nerd. I'm always looking for opportunities to play more games with cool, fun people across the pond. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It was super fun having you on Queers, the Queer Super Sentai City of Mist hack. That game was excellent, and I was like,
that was a great time.
Any opportunity to have you back. So thank you not only for being involved in actually quite a few of these games as a player, that you'll be GMing as well. Very excited for your...
I'm so pumped for all of this. Thank you.
Out horror game. So stoked.
Yeah.
But I won't spoil. We'll get to that when we get to that. But by absolutely no means least, please, everybody, welcome to the stage, fellow actual play veteran, Celeste.
Hi, everybody. I'm Celeste PLS with way too many underscores on Twitter. I'm Celeste Shepherd here on Twitch. I don't do a whole lot of streaming of my own, but you find me sometimes on other people's channels, like right here, right now. Definitely not a robot. I can assure you of that 100%. I would know if I was a robot. Absolutely. But yeah, first time on this channel, an absolute delight to be here. And not my first time, unfortunately not my first time with Caster here. Did a little charity do a little while back, but I love the vibe, and the vibe was so good. And I saw this opportunity to be here, and I was like, yes, put me in, coach. I need it. I need it in my life.
Yeah. It was. Thank you very much for being part of that one shot where I was running Heartbeats in Perfect Sync, one of my tabletop RPGs for a charity stream. That was absolute delight. So it is very anime, yes. But it's a delight to have you back. We just moved over to the credit screen. We'll show the credits at the end as well, but just letting that roll while I mention two things. One. We have been given a number of codes for itch.io codes for, I'm sure you're all wondering why I've gathered you here this evening, by the writer of the game. Oh, I just realized that formatting's broken and I'm going to have to fix that for later. That's fine. By the writer of this game, Logan Jenkins. If you want to win a copy, we have 5 copies available. All you need to do is go to twitter.com, that famous twitter.com that's so difficult to escape from, and make a tweet about this session using the Phantom Arts Fest hashtag, so we can see it. And then at the end of the stream, we will go and pick them 5 winners. That can be anybody who doesn't have a copy of this game. Please do put out a tweet and tell us how fabulous, well, not how fabulous I am, but how fabulous all the other people who are joining me this evening are, and the cool acting and maybe cool murdering they'll be doing. Please do go to Twitter and give out all your support, and you may win a fabulous prize. Okay, I think that is all the, bookkeeping that needs to be done. Sorry we've been running slightly late, but thank you all for being patient. Let's go and get to the business, huh? And you can see all our beautiful faces. We can see our makeup. We are beat for the gods. I wanted to get the most gothic butler look that I could manage in short notice. All right, who's ready to do a little bit of character creation?
I think I am.
Let's go.
All of you are members of the public who know one Gloria Rossum, a famous roboticist and inventor. They own a robot manufacturing empire called Interlinked Inc. The subtext is non-existent. Subtext is for cowards. They unfortunately recently have died. Fortunately for all of you, though, their inheritance, everything within Interlinked Inc., is up for grabs. But you have to be the last person alive at the end of the night. A little bit about Gloria Rossum, for those who don't know. They were the CEO of Interlinked Inc. and the creator of robotic workers, as I've said. They invented the neural network that the robots ran on. They were a philosophical sort and enjoyed boisterous, drunken arguments. And those who worked with Gloria found them to be overbearing and a micromanager. So you might not necessarily like Gloria, but you sure do like their money. You sure do like all those very expensive robots that they make a lot of money selling to people. But who are you to Gloria? Well, the way that we'll be doing that is by drawing a card from the deck. To draw a card from the deck, all you just need to do is hover your hand over that deck and tap 1 on your keyboard to draw a card into your hand. Yep, just hover your hand over it and hit 1. Oh! A few too many. I will steal those back from you.
Please, steal all of them. I hit 1, I promise.
Please get back on the deck, thank you. Let's shuffle that. Let's deal 1, 2 blue. Oh, no, you got it.
There we go, I got it, okay.
Cool. The chat, Twitch can see who got what card. But we're going to be keeping this secret from each other. This is your secret identity. This secret identity, what we're going to be looking at first of all is the value of this card. You don't need to say the value out loud because obviously that might give the game away. But the higher the number, the closer you are to Rossum. If you're a really high number or like a face card, maybe you're a direct relative, maybe somebody intimate with Gloria Rossum. If you are a low number, however, you might not actually know why you're here. You might be the employee of the month who has never actually met Rossum in person before. You might just be the janitor. So have a little bit of a think, looking at your number, about what your relation to Rossum might be. If anybody wants to go first, you can. I'm willing to open to the floor for whoever wants to be first.
I think I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I am Muriel the Magnificent.
Ooh, Muriel.
And I am the close personal psychic of the deceased.
Ah, amazing.
Who has been told many of his secrets.
Muriel. Excellent. She, her pronouns?
Yes. Yes.
And we've got her occupation, but there's one additional thing that I would love to have from you. What are you afraid of? What's your fear?
Muriel is afraid of being found out.
Ooh. We can leave that ambiguous for what being found out means. There's an obvious answer to that, but let's see. Let's play to find out what being found out means. Love that. Who wants to go next?
I can go next.
Sure.
My name is M, they, them, a local student of technology who wrote a scathing review of the Rossum Incorporated company some months before Mix Rossum died. Not exactly sure what it is that I'm doing here, considering that my critique was vicious and unforgiving, but I'll accept the invitation this time around.
When you say M, is that EM or the letter M?
EM, they, them
Gotcha.
pronouns.
M with they, them pronouns. And what is M afraid of?
M is afraid of never getting anywhere in life, never being able to make something worthy of their own standards.
Never getting it. Love that. Okay. Who's next? Oh, did we
suppose I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
They said something about I think they'll be right back.
Sure, no problem.
But I'm Bluebell Ba, private investigator. I am not certain why I'm here. I think perhaps once upon a time I worked a case that Rossum was involved in, albeit tangentially. But perhaps somebody invited me here to look a bit closer at the deceased. I can't really be sure. All I know is I'm suspicious of everything and everyone here.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, Bluebell, Private Eye. Can you remind me Bluebell's pronouns again, please?
She or they.
Cool. Excellent. Deck. Oh, no. First of all, before we get into Deck's character, what is Bluebell afraid of?
Bluebell is afraid of the past that follows her.
Aren't we all? Past that follows. Alright then. Deck, have you thought a little bit about your character?
Yeah.
Who are they?
I think maybe his name is Maximilian. He's a early high school student. Very, very slight in build. Definitely got like a little bit of a edgy Conan vibe. Conan is the little anime detective, right? Maybe like edgy Conan. You can tell that the uniform is from like the local good private school. But if you look like the rich people school, but if you look a little closer, he doesn't necessarily give that off. It's in the details. It's not like he's completely from there.
Nice. He, him pronouns for Maximilian?
Yeah, but I imagine Maximilian isn't the type of person who he would probably be like he, they, maybe.
Oh, gotcha. No problem.
Yeah.
Cool, disaffected teen. Also a bit of an investigator. I wonder if they know Bluebell.
Yeah, when when another student came up, I was like, I was thinking student too. Like, how many? How much of a student Scooby-Doo gang can we get in?
It just makes those connections. Excellent. And what is Maximilian afraid of?
Maximilian is afraid of not paying his debt.
Oh. Well, that might suggest that you need that money bad. You gotta win that money bad. In addition to the role and your relation to the deceased from that card, you also have a bunch of special abilities that you'll be able to use during play, that is relating to the number and suit of your card. I would advise you to go and note that somewhere that only you can see, because you'll want to refer to that every so often. I put like an image in our little group chat that's like a cheat sheet, so you can go find the suit and number that matches your identity card, and make a little note of that. For now, though, if you wouldn't mind hovering over your card, pressing F to flip it upside down, and putting it on the table in front of you. So it will be there, and when you're ready, it might need to be flipped up later. But for now, it's just there. It's just chilling. It's just chilling. I'm gonna steal yours, Juicy. There we go. I have it now. Mwahaha. Because you're going to need your hand open for all the belongings you're going to be gathering over the course of this game. To be able to murder other people, you're going to need some resources. and the resources you'll be gathering in the mansion as you explore. But you each get to come in with something, and that's going to be represented by a card that you draw into your hand. So if all of you just draw one more card. Excellent. The value of that card represents how useful it is to you in the moment. It doesn't do anything mechanical necessarily, just narratively. If it's a really high number, you might have just brought the exact tool that you know you're going to need as you're exploring this spooky mansion. If it's something of a low value, it might not necessarily be useful right now, but it might be later. Everybody loves a Chekhov's gun after all. That is the first stage of setup done. Shall we do a little scene as you all enter the mansion? Y'all have watched Drag Race or some reality TV where characters kind of like enter into a room and they look around being like, oh, I'm the first one here. We're going to get a moment of that for everybody. Also, our fabulous DJ Will is available across this entire session to set the mood as you need it. If you need a specific tone, just say, and Will's gonna hook you up, baby. They got the jams. So, shall we go in the same order as before? Muriel, would you like to enter the mansion first? And let me know if there's a particular vibe that you would like.
Yes. Give me something a little spooky.
A little spooky.
Just a little spooky.
Yeah.
So, I am drawing another card from the deck, you said?
You don't need to draw any cards. This is just you narratively walking into this manor. This
all right.
Illustrious mansion, but also R&D facility for robots.
Okay. So, she's going to open the, I assume, double front doors quickly and walk in, looking at the space around her and bringing her hands to her head. She's going to say, "Ah, I can feel great dark energy in this space. Beware!" And then she's going to keep looking around the room, trying to find sensitive psychic spots.
Yeah, this foyer is pretty nicely laid out. Very, very pretty. There is a wide range of statues and potted plants and all those sorts of bits and pieces, but it all looks oh so slightly artificial. All right. Who is following you up?
I think M is next.
Sure, go for it, M. What is there a vibe that you would like?
Ooh. Something a little stuck up, if you know what I mean. Because M is a grad student, and to them, robotics is not just science, robotics is an art. And they carry themselves, even though they're, 25, 26, they carry themselves with an air of utter self-importance. Very much looking like they don't know why they're here, and they're actually too good to be here, despite the fact that they are, in fact, here. And I think that like grand opening of the doors, and then kind of shuts in their face, and they go, "Are you really serious right now already?" And they push the doors open again, kind of dust off the front of their coat. What a tacky color, they say, looking up and down the wallpaper as they stride into the mansion.
Muriel, you see M stride in.
And what
Welcome.
a tacky coat.
Excuse me, young lady. You may not know, though you should recognize that you are speaking to a great and powerful woman. I am Muriel the Magnificent. I pause for applause.
M gives you a long, empty look. Long, empty look.
Ah, you must have difficulties with the psychic energy. Can you not feel it all around us? A great darkness, a miasma.
Yes, I do believe that's your perfume.
Ooh. And on that note, a one detective Bluebell Bar steps in to the facility.
if we could make it like back to the detective noir a little bit. So there's a moment before she steps inside, where she like very respectfully, instead of walking in with it still lit, snuffs the cigarette outside, and sort of stamps it into the path of the drive, and then kicks it off into the side so nobody can see it. Takes a few steps inside. Her hands are in her pockets. Kind of dress shirt with the almost exactly the same as Emma's dressed, actually. Dress shirt with the suspenders. Long red hair, curly red hair, just flowing down her back, and her eyes are incredibly sharp and incredibly cold. And she just takes a look here and there, just taking in the surroundings very slowly, seemingly not paying any mind to the somewhat what she perceives to be childish argument happening between Pompous number 1 and Pompous number 2.
You may well be Pompous number 3. We're yet to find out.
Different flavors of Pompous, different values of Pompous.
Do you say anything, or do you just stride in silently and let your entrance speak for itself?
I mean, she doesn't feel the need to say anything to any of these people.
Excellent. And following after, Maximilian, it's never just Max. Maximilian enters the building.
Okay. No sooner has the door shut as it's frantically reopened, and stumbles in the slight build of Maximilian. While you know it hasn't been raining, somehow it looks like they've come in through the mud. So Maximilian's wiping himself off, but at the same time, kind of judging everyone quietly, and then maybe does a little stumble before they find an empty spot. Are there rooms in this? Are there chairs in this room? What's going on? It's just like a foyer.
It's the main foyer. There's probably like a proper coat rack and places to kind of put up rainy or muddy clothes.
Okay, so
yeah.
sounds like you just pick a spot. So you just find a spot then.
Everybody, you seem to be the most bedraggled upon entrance. How do the other three, very briefly, react? What's your immediate expression, maybe, to Maximilian upon seeing them enter?
M gives them a once-over quickly, turns away and goes, "Didn't know this was a daycare, but okay."
Oh, shit.
Young man, beware! I sense danger in your near future. Beware!
Again, the perfume.
He's I think he's too socially unaware right now. He just pushes up his glasses and he's still wiping himself off. He thinks you guys are just talking to each other and he's not a part of it.
And Bluebell, any thoughts?
She does give him a once-over, but and the expression behind her eyes sort of softens just a little bit. Like she sees something in him, and then she goes right back to being cold and aloof.
Nice.
Gotcha. Following the four of you there's supposed to be 12 members total who are exploring this mansion. And the people who are backfilling are non-player guests or NPGs. Because we're going to be running a slightly shorter game for time, we're just going to add 5 additional guests instead of the 8 that would be required to make it a full set of 12. In a similar fashion to your hidden identities, the values on these cards also suggest maybe what role they have with Gloria Rossum. But these non-player guests are essentially fully under your control as players outside of the game. They can be whoever you want them to be. If you need them to do something, they'll basically do it. They exist entirely to push the drama and murdering among you all further. So we can have a moment of kind of working out who these folks be. We have an ace of spades. Ace can be either high or low. So they can be super close to Gloria or a complete stranger. Any preference?
How about a disgraced child?
Ooh.
I like that. Yeah, someone who is like very, very close to, say, like the inheritance and the history. I'd like that a lot. Yeah.
I think maybe they ardently rejected the idea of like mechanization of people. I think they think it horrendously unethical. So they kind of don't want anything to do with running the company. If they win, they've already said that they want to shut the entire thing down if they happen to win.
All right. Weird question, but these NPGs, I think they're called, are eligible for murder.
They are very eligible for murder. Increasingly eligible for murder. In fact, at the end of every round, one of them's just gonna die.
Whoa.
How about that 9 of diamonds? That's pretty high.
Maybe a personal assistant?
PA. Overworked for sure. And I think they look it, even though they're dressed to the nines, they're very frazzled. We have we have 2 5s. Well, a 10 is speaking, no less. Yeah, these 2 5s, maybe they are related to each other in some way.
Maybe they're like twin cooks
There
from
you
the
go.
house.
Gotta be
Ooh, they
twins.
work in the mansion. I like that. Twin cooks. Oh, that's so anime, like the twin maids characters. I love that. Yeah.
One's a chef, one's a baker.
I like that.
They are residents. And that 3 of clubs is pretty low. They clearly aren't that important.
The
I like
mailman.
this- Yeah, there you go. It's got to be someone who's like outside of the mansion, but like does a job. It's always like that in these like mansion horror things. It's always like a gardener or like mailman.
Yeah. I like the idea of them being a courier, and even though they don't really know Gloria Rossum particularly personally, they've delivered a bunch of packages both to and from the manor, and all of them relatively interesting in nature. All right. I think now is when you hear the click, click, click of heels walking down the banisters from upstairs into the foyer. And it is me, literally just me, your host, Nathan Blades. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Gloria Rossum's manor. I am the butler. It's a pleasure. Oh.
Are you ever going to tell us why you've gathered us all here tonight?
Well, I would have hoped, that the scholar that you are, you would have managed to do a modicum of research in advance. But I shall explain for your benefit, just to remind. Unfortunately, my master, Gloria Rossum, has unfortunately passed away, and in her philosophical nature, they decided that the best way of passing on their inheritance was to somebody worthy, they said, of inheriting the name with the strength and daring do to do what it takes to be successful. I was maybe a little surprised when they said that the best way of proving that was to step on the literal bodies of everybody in their path, but who am I to complain? It'll be interesting to watch at the very least. You look like the murderous type, Em.
I prefer cutting words, personally.
Oh, well then you'd best find somewhere to hide. Because if you want that inheritance, you have to be the last person standing. Oh, how about you, young one? I believe your name is Maximilian, correct?
Yeah. Yes?
Have you ever used a firearm before?
Is that a trick question or
Oh, I'm
yes.
just curious, darling.
Yes.
Oh, marvelous. I think you'll do quite well then. Oh, but Muriel, I'm sure you've already foreseen who's won this little game, haven't you?
Yes, my darling, and may I tell you, your aura looks especially lovely this evening. A wonderful shade of lilac.
Oh, flattery will get you everywhere, I'm sure. And, Detective Bluebell, how do you fancy your odds?
This is highly illegal.
Like any of us give a fuck, darling.
I know I certainly don't.
Well, then you'll fit in well amongst the rich and elite. I can tell you could do with the money. All right. I shan't keep you all so long. You have such a long night ahead of you. What I will suggest is that you go exploring. There are many interesting things that you can find within this manor, and I'm sure they will all prove very useful to you. Have a good evening, everyone. And if you need for me, you only need to call. He walks past, I think M, and there's like an audible like whine and whir from the butler's body as they move past. Stiff, precise, perfect.
But inelegant.
And with that, let's explore this mansion, shall we? So the mansion is made of 9 rooms. I'm probably gonna have to do a little bit of wiggling. Oh, thank you. It's all good. We'll let's see. I can do this and then I can lift them up here. Thank you, Tabletop Simulator. You are so good. So we are all currently in the lobby, this area down here. To represent everybody, I have a whole bunch of tokens from 1313 Dead End Drive that people can pick. Thank you, Steam Workshop, for this blessing. Just pick one, and then we'll go and set a color for it. Good choice. I'm gonna go and color that pink so we can. Oh, please.
I can't really see how they look because they're a custom asset, so I just
fine.
picked one at random.
Yeah, you picked a lady in a kind of like cyan-looking suit with a little cap. It's actually very detective-y. Yeah. Deck. Oh, you've actually picked the one with the crystal ball, which should probably go to the madame. But that's
My bad.
No,
I
you're
couldn't
good.
see it earlier.
No,
You can have
you're
it.
fine.
No, I'll be this mustache man.
Yeah, there we go. Private school energy. Let's go color that red. You've gone for the kind of like maid type look. Very prim and pristine. And then we have these other ones that are around. I guess we can actually, this one's actually like a baker, so we can have them around. I clearly remain as butler.
Where does it fit? There. Good enough.
Yeah, more or less. Perfect. Excellent. So let's go around. I realize like in Tabletop Simulator and where I've put everybody's cameras doesn't line up, but it doesn't matter. Let's not worry about that. Would you like to go first, Muriel, to explore the mansion? You have a handful of different actions that you can do. So starting with the player to the so you can spend at the start of your turn. You can move to any adjacent room or stay where you are. So you're currently in the foyer, but you can move to any of these three if you would like to move somewhere else.
Yes, I shall go here to the courtyard.
Oh, you've already decided what it's going to be. Excellent.
Yeah.
Nice.
What kind of vibe is the courtyard? Since you've opened up this room, you get to describe what this place is and feels like.
So it is a flying Gothic space, several stories high, with iron and glass at the ceiling, allowing the light to come in dimly through treetops, which have a canopy that allow the light to dapple and glitter its way down. And there's a fountain in the center surrounded by flagstones.
Would you say it's peaceful despite the wrought iron, or is it like, ooh, rather not be here?
I would say it's a little too quiet.
Excellent, excellent. Right, so now that you're in this room, you can rummage around in this kind of a courtyard to see if you find something good. To rummage, you right-click on those three cards and click search, and then you can pick a card to draw into your hand.
Okay, right-click, search. I shall take this, and I just click it and drag it.
Yep, you can drag it from that list into your hand.
Okay.
Oh, it appeared there? That's fine. Cool.
There we go. I got it.
To remind, you need to use 2 cards in your hand to murder somebody, but you also use cards in your hand to prevent yourself from being murdered. So attacking other people does put you in maybe a bit of a precarious position. So tell me a little bit about what you rummage around and what you find. Remember, high-value cards are things that are more immediately useful to you.
Yes. Rummaging around, I'm looking in the dark crevices and corners, and I find a small flower with tiny little black berries. And I take them.
She's grabbing some belladonna. Yeah,
Read my mind.
The camera pulls away, and we move to Bluebell. Where do you want to go, Bluebell? What do you want to do?
I think I'm actually going to go over here to the library.
Ooh, so let's see. There is a bit of a bonus rule for this scenario. The color of the suit determines whether it is cozy or efficient. If it's red, it's cozy. If it's black, it's efficient. So the library is a very cozy library. Describe it for me.
So there's lots of, there's shelves everywhere. It's floor to ceiling shelves on all of the walls, but then in between there's also massive shelves, and there's those ladders that move for you to get up to the taller shelves. There's actually like a second story, but there's also ladders up on that second story. And down at the bottom there are several like nooks that are just like that, comfy chairs, little fireplaces, just a couple. There's a nook by a window where you can see the rain come down on the window, or you can see just out into the garden, or in some cases the courtyard. It's just lovely, and it's a nice place to spend a morning, an afternoon, an evening, an entire day if you so choose. Just getting lost in whatever literature you choose, be that something that's academic or fictional, whatever.
Anything strange about here?
Some of the shelves almost seem to be like on hinges, and you're not entirely sure where they're supposed to go, and there's no obvious way to move them.
Okay. Well, you can still rummage in this location if you would like, but to introduce a new thing that you can do in the location, you can also investigate which is having a scene with your character and any others in the room. All the NPCs can be in whatever room you need them to be. To find a secret about the mansion, maybe a secret passage, maybe a deadly trap, maybe something else. After the scene, secretly look at the top 5 cards of the deck. You may discard one of those cards and put the rest back in any order. So, maybe you want to investigate those bookshelves, or maybe you want to rummage around for a useful item.
I think I would like to investigate.
Absolutely. So, is there anybody else in the room with you? Your other guests, your other playable guests aren't in there with you, but there can definitely be some NPGs, some non-player guests around for you to talk to if you would like.
I definitely like the idea of the mailman being in there with me.
The mailman, despite this being in a very cozy circumstance, is kind of huddled up, knees up to his chest on like a very expensive looking armchair, just kind of looking around very nervously, and then we'll see as he goes, you're not going to murder me, are you?
No. And in her mind, not yet.
Thank goodness. I don't know why I've caught up in this at all. I'm just trying to look for a way out. Maybe we can escape. The front door's locked immediately after the butler came in.
Well, big mansions like this are often filled with secret passages and the like. Help me look for one. There might be one here.
Yes. If I ally with you, then that means that we're working together. We can find a way to escape together, right? Right?
Of course.
Oh, good. And what do you find?
I think we find the way to operate the bookshelves on hinges. It's always a specific book on each shelf, and it's always in a different location, but the book always has the same author. And the author is, trying to think of how this would go, but like Gloria Rossum's name backwards.
Oh, I mean, we can continue to layer in all the referencing of sci-fi and early robotics kind of literature. They're all Asimov books.
Oh, good. Perfect. Love that.
Oh, and this one opens this door. Well, you can get to some quite interesting places using this. Excellent. Well, I'm glad that we managed to find this together. If you find anything, I'll be waiting here in the library for you, okay? And then we can escape together, right?
Of course. Just you keep yourself safe now. There's no need to go taking any unnecessary heroic risks, now are there?
I'm not really the heroic sort. I'm glad you're looking out for me, though. Thank you.
You're very welcome, dear.
And with that, Deck, what is Maximilian up to?
I think Maximilian has, inquisitive energy right now. I think they go into the game room.
Ooh, whoops.
Oh, that's me.
I'm gonna go flip that. Ooh, it is a very cold and efficient game room. That's interesting.
Okay. Does the number matter? No.
No. Oh, sorry. Before I forget, Celeste, would you mind looking at that stack of 5 cards that I've got my hand over here?
Oh, okay. You already did that.
Yeah. My bad. I should have done that in advance. Go
Right,
find one to fling into the graveyard.
Okay. This one, I think.
In the graveyard is the Jack of Clubs. Nobody is the Jack of Clubs, which is interesting to know. Boop. And but that does mean that 3 of those cards are, because you've stacked the deck, are here. So yeah, tell me a little bit about this kind of cold-looking games room, Maximilian.
Going off the kind of big, what was that in the middle? The observatory or the
courtyard in the middle? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like how big we went in scale with that thing. So I think this game room is like, because I imagine this setting is a little, because you said was it Metropolis or something? It's got kind of like that Art Deco kind of steampunk, but it's Art Deco kind of thing.
Yes.
So I think it's like it's like that, but it's like big chess. So it's like a Harry Potter chess, but it's Metropolis steampunk robots. Yeah. So it takes up like the whole room. Yeah, and you have to be the king or whatever if you like decide to play.
Yeah. Gigantic, grinding. Or actually, I think despite the setting, despite this being the 1920s, there is like an eerie neon glow to these giant chess pieces, and they hover as if by maglev to be pushed around.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's fun. Kind of like a kind of little bit Jetsonian kind of, I guess.
Very, very, very. And to introduce a new mechanic that you may or may not choose, you don't have to choose it. You can also manipulate, having a scene where your character influences one of the living non-player guests to do your bidding. Tell the table a new detail about that non-player guest, and explain how you take advantage of that detail to get them on your side.
Can we recap? We have the dishonorable child that doesn't want to inherit the business.
So we have the ace of spades, who is the dishonored child. Yep. We have the nine of diamonds, who is the personal assistant, very frazzled, very overworked. The two fives are members of both the chef and the baker who work within the mansion, they're servants. And the three of clubs is the courier, who has currently started to have a chat with Detective Bluebell.
What's the ace again?
The ace is the dishonored child.
That is the dishonored child.
Okay, obviously, you don't have to manipulate anybody. You can still rummage or investigate if you'd prefer to do that.
Man, I'm really I'm trying to figure out. I have two choices here. I'm not really sure what kind of game we want to have. I think I'll just go for it. So I'll have a scene with the dishonored child.
What kind of voice does the dishonored child have? I guess they're like kind of bored or whatever. A little bit sleepy, I guess. Oh. I always kind of hated this room, to be honest with you. Mostly because I'm really bad at chess. There's a tired, unconvincing smile.
So I'm saying a scene, but this is a murder scene.
Ooh.
Do I have enough cards to do a murder?
You need 2 cards in your hand to murder somebody.
Oh, so I can't even murder someone yet. Wait, hold on. Please hold.
Oh, are we getting an ability?
I might. Hold on. Yes, once per turn, I can attempt a murder without discarding cards.
Okay, and it'll tell you whether that is tied to a suit, a number, or both. You have to let the table know.
It's tied to a number. I mean, a number.
Okay. Is it evens or odds? I think is the important thing. I'm using my evens ability
I'm using my odds ability.
So Maximilian is using their odds ability to try and murder this character without using any cards. So yeah, we'll let that play out. I was never really any good at chess.
Yeah, me neither, but I've been practicing. Will you help me practice? I mean, I don't really want to be a part of the whole like murder thing, and this seems pretty chill.
Well, I guess it will kill some time until the morning. I have no intention of really taking part in all of this, so maybe it will kill some time. And you start to play chess.
Yeah, I think it goes. If you ever watch like the Queen's Gambit, she has like these visualization moments where like she sees all the possible paths, all the happenings and the openings and stuff. And I think there's like a sinister moment where Maximilian, where previously was clumsy and covered in mud, now like in a very anime type of scene, his eyes change, and I think the camera cuts to like the shadow of you know, like either the queen or the bishop robot or something, you know, raising some large weapon overhead.
Ooh, yes,
you know,
the chess pieces absolutely physically attack each other when they encounter each other on the field. Excellent.
Yep. So do I get anything, or do we just get the gratification of having killed another human?
Let me know about the actual killing blow. Describe. Is this a kind of like, do you beat him first? Do you send one of the pieces off the board to attack him instead? What do you want to do?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was actually like the cinematic already. We were playing, and then it ends with you know. It ends with, I mean, I didn't want to say checkmate, but you know what I mean. Like, he says checkmate.
Oh, I mean, this is a super campy deal here. Go ham. So yeah. We can hit rewind on that to kind of make a point of this. So it's,
okay.
He's kind of sweating a little bit. You kind of got me against the ropes here. You're really good.
I just learned a couple things. You know, I just play at the park sometimes. I'm really not that good, really. But you shouldn't double your pawns like that, and then, you know, like another piece comes off the table.
I think you've got me. I'm gonna knock over my king or whatever. I'm not quite sure how I'm supposed to do that though. He wanders onto the field to try and push the king over.
It's not fun if you draw or resign. That's no fun at all. Let's just play this till the end, and then he.
No, I don't want to play anymore.
No, really, it's okay. It's okay. This is the last move right here.
And then
he points very slowly and eerily, and the queen does her lumbering, mechanical, heavy walk towards.
Wait, I'm still on the field. Brace, stop! No, crunch. And then all the pieces just move back to where they were. The game resets. And you stare. How do you feel upon having murdered somebody, Maximilian? What's your expression?
I think Maximilian his eyes change again. He looks around. And he goes back to the motion of, you know, his posture changes a little bit, and he goes back to the motion of kind of wiping whatever debris off his clothes like he was doing earlier.
You feel a tap on your shoulder. Good work, kid. It's the butler, very, very close to behind you. I wasn't expecting you to take first blood, but it's actually very impressive. You're doing a great job out there. Mind how you go. The butler vanishes. Moving on. Thank you for waiting, Em, but it is your time to shine. Let's party.
Let's party indeed. I think M is going to make their way into the courtyard, the central location of the mansion. They can go anywhere from there.
You run into the madam.
Of course you're in here, aren't you?
It is you again. I sensed the dark cloud coming down the hallway.
Right. Yeah, you could just call that, I don't know, somebody who really knows what they're doing. How did you even get here in the first place?
I walked. Just like you. With my 2 feet.
I took a cab here.
Oh, I thought you meant into the room. No, I took my car. I can drive, you know. I know, unusual. Lady drivers in the 20s, but I have a packet. I took it.
Honestly, I'm more surprised that they let you drive with, you know, at your age.
Oh, honey, if you only knew my history. The things I could accomplish still and in my next 20 years. Cheers to you.
If only I did. Speaking of accomplishments, though, and M is going to look back for the assistant. They're looking for the assistant to come in.
Oh, the butler? Or just,
The PA.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah. The PA wanders in. jeez. Oh my god, I have so much paperwork to do. Oh, you two are here. Do you remember where Gloria keeps their files again? It's not in their office, but you'd figure it would be in their office.
Yes,
it's not.
Yes, it's down the hall, take a left, up the staircase, third right, in that hallway.
Up the staircase at third right, down the staircase. Oh, no, I'll just find it. Oh my god, I haven't had enough coffee tonight.
Right, of course. It's a shame they don't serve coffee at these kind of murder parties for rich people. Unfortunate, of course. But, you do know where everything of Gloria's is, don't you?
Oh, wait, was that to me or the assistant?
To the assistant. Although I suppose if you also know where everything of Gloria's is, I can
the
manipulate
thing.
you too.
I was going to introduce an additional mechanic that you can do in a location. You can question somebody and not ask another player, so not an MPG, a yes or no question. They must answer truthfully. Players ask and answer questions in character. Your question may be about their secret card. In that case, characters should talk about how that information manifests in the game, like abilities, motivations, or relation to the deceased.
So, if you know everything about our dearly departed, certainly you would know exactly where they kept the codes that run this whole place. The robots.
I know much of the great beyond, and yes, many secrets of the deceased. It's true. I have powerful communication with the spirits all around us.
And I'm sure those spirits are pointing you in direction of the lab, are they not?
Actually, no, I was looking for the kitchens.
Of course you were.
Nice.
I need a snack. She keeps good herring.
Good herring for you and codes for me. How about it?
Maybe down the hallway on the right, but that one's a little fuzzy.
Are we calling that a scene?
I think so.
Excellent, excellent. And with that, the clock strikes 1. And yeah. The lights go out across the mansion. You don't necessarily notice it too much being in the courtyard outside, although you do see the lights in the windows adjacent flicker. Likewise, Detective Bluebell and Maximilian, you're briefly plunged into darkness, and in that darkness, you hear a scream. The lights flip back on, and one of our NPGs has died. We've already got this one murdered. That one's gone. But of the 4 remaining, the cooks, the PA, and the courier, one of them's passed away. Who is it?
I feel like the PA was too confused and got herself into some trouble.
Yeah. I think you look into the hallway to see, like, oh, it was up and to the right, but you see in the hallway the body of the personal assistant. What happened to them? Let me know. What happened to them?
Oh dear, what did happen to them? I think it's less brutal than it seems at first, but it's almost like they're just face down lying in the hallway completely stiff, like they should be a robot, but it actually seems like every bone in their body has been snapped.
Interesting. Like, just immediately shattered.
Anatomical precision broke everywhere.
Dear Lord. And with that, we move into the next hour.
Mm.
We go in reverse order now. So, M, where would you like to go? You may move, and then you may also take an action.
Delightful. Well, I am going to the right, so I will go to the right.
And find?
And find Gloria's secret lab.
Oh.
A surprisingly cozy space, I think it is, with many, many different like books. Like it's interesting, even though they were so dedicated to robotics, everything is written on paper in shorthand. It's all analog. Nothing is digitized. It's ridiculous almost to M, I think, as they look around this, what seems like a very small, cozy workshop with almost no mechanical parts in it. It's mostly organic.
A rarity. Even the potted plants you've been passing by on your way through the manor have seemed to be artificial. You wonder about the idea of any herring that being served here being made actually of, well, herring.
It is rather curious, and I think that I'm going to rummage to look for something important in this room.
Absolutely. Right-click on that stack of 3, choose a card, and add it to your hand.
You got it. Done.
Nice. I'm excited to see what that card is. Okay, all right. What do you find?
I find exactly what I was looking for. The codes. The code that when put into any digital aspect, any of these beautiful machines that Gloria had created, will send you into the hive mind of every single robot. It's a simple phrase. I think it says Eden is the code word to get in to the mainframe, so to speak, of all the robots.
And an interesting thing to add, in this particular scenario that we're playing, if you draw a card that matches the number or the suit of your identity card, you realize that there's something maybe a little strange about yourself, that you might not necessarily be as human as you expect. How do you feel,
M, reading that code word finally, it's like their neck almost like twitches and they go completely straight, just like the assistant had did for a moment before coming back to themselves. No, I have to stay focused. I have to stay focused. I'm focused. And they get this really dreamy look in their eyes for a moment before setting about and preparing their next move.
Alrighty. Moving on back to Maximilian.
Alright. Maximilian stumbles into the secret lab.
You catch M looking a bit distracted.
Oh, you notice Maximilian because he lets out an audible like a sigh, just like, look, you're not gonna murder me, are you? You're not like that. You don't look like that. Like
You're not like that, are you? Like a murderer?
Are they?
No, I have
a murderer.
Are they, dangerous? No, I have much more important things to do than worry about the likes of you.
I think what I want to do is I want to question.
M?
M?
Sure.
Yeah.
Ask that yes or no question, baby.
Okay. So Maximilian says, look, like, I don't know how close you are with her, but I'm not here for the money or anything. I just, when this kind of thing happens, I feel like, you know, what you read in the papers, and, you know, people go crazy, and, you know, like, she told me that someone in her family was, you know, out to get her. Do you? I think it might be. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter what I think, but you know, you look kind of like her. You wouldn't be that person, would you? And the question, actually, yes or no, is like, are you related to her?
Me? Not to my knowledge. No, I am not related to her. To them, excuse me. But, if I was, perhaps I would have made something a little bit more interesting with my legacy. Something a little bit more perfect.
You like ominously looking around at the robot laboratory around you?
I think they're actually very ominously looking directly into your eyes without blinking.
Oh, that's like, Maximilian's definitely the type to avoid eye contact. He's good. He's wiping more debris off his clothes.
Just like, nope, hate this.
Yep. Okay, that was my whole turn then.
Yeah, excellent. The plot thickens. Moving on to Detective Bluebell.
Okay, so just a point of clarification. I can move, but I don't have to move.
You don't have to move.
And I can move only one space.
Yeah, you move in an orthogonal direction and perform one action. They could be in either order, so you can, for example, rummage in the room you're in, then move if you wanted to do that.
Okay, then in that case, I'm going to rummage in the room that I'm in.
We return to the library, where both Detective Bluebell and the nervous courier are waiting. Bluebell looks across the shelves and finds... Ooh. So what'd you find?
Something fairly useful, not particularly 100% what I need, but something that might come in handy down the line. It's a book on, like, it's like one of those very basic, what's the word that I'm looking for here? Like when you're learning about like fulcrums and
oh, like a physics
stuff.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just very basic physics book that has some dog-eared pages and some highlighted passages. It looks very well used and very well read, and she's not entirely certain by whom. It could be by the deceased. It could be by someone else. But it strikes her interest, so she takes it.
And do you feel anything strange? Does the suit or number match your secret identity?
No, I'm just kind of bored, really.
Clearly, there's nothing else interesting in this room here for you. Where would you like to go?
I'm going to go over here.
Where is it?
Have we had a kitchen yet?
We haven't.
Well, let's go with a kitchen.
Ooh, it's a very
right.
efficient kitchen.
Oh yeah. This is definitely that space kitchen. That kind of other world, like out of this world, like on the moon kind of kitchen. It's just shy of having replicators, but like it's very like it's all orderly, it's all neat, it's very well kept, and it's just like chrome everywhere. And it's just everything is top of the line, state of the art, for the time, obviously, but like almost like retro futurism a little bit is the vibe that I'm getting.
Absolutely. I think at least one of the two staff twins are working in here. I think they're fabricating an entire hog roast. And you see it like micro slice by micro slice be manifested from light and dust.
Almost like 3D printed.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. And they don't notice you enter until like you bump a table or something like that. And they whirl around. Oh, it is one of the guests. Welcome. Are you hungry?
Not yet, but the night's young.
Brother says that making sure all our guests are well fed is of utmost importance. So if you are ever hungry, please do let us know. Do you have any dietary requirements?
I'm allergic to shellfish.
Registered. Detective Bluebell is allergic to shellfish. And on that, we move round to the medium Muriel, the Magnificent.
Yes, I said I was going to the kitchen, so to the kitchen I go. And I am going to rummage around.
Yep. Immediately, Muriel storms in and starts just looking through everything, entirely ignoring the detective.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Look, this delicious herring. Would you like some? I could find some bread. Hank, do you have the bread? I'm going to the cook.
Of course. We are able to fabricate bread for you.
Thank you. It goes wonderfully with this delicious pickled herring.
I like there's like a reaction shot of the herring. It looks like a Fisher Price toy. This thing is definitely made of plastic.
And she's just gonna start digging in, and she's gonna look at the detective, and she's gonna ask, you, I've never seen you before, and I know much of this place. Were you close with the deceased?
Ooh. Technically, you've made your action to rummage, so you don't have to give a straight... No, it's fine. Okay. I like this. This just means that Bluebell doesn't have to give a straight answer.
That's true. Yeah.
Didn't know him. From the sounds of it, I didn't want to.
They were an interesting character. I don't know that I liked them much, but I did appreciate their presence.
And with that, the lights go out once again. The clock strikes 2. And the lights come back up. And staring at both of you, Bluebell and Muriel, eyes wide, mouth agape, not in shock, but because there is just an incredibly large loaf of bread lodged in the maw of the chef. So wide that the seams and like synthetic sinew on the sides of their mouth have torn, and you see exposed metal and wires that are holding the mouth together just barely. Then the wires give. The jaw fully swings open, now fully unhinged, and the body falls back on the floor.
And Muriel's just gonna hold up her baguette as she's chewing, and she's like, that wasn't me, I still have mine.
Bluebell is staring impassively. Almost like a... Oh, what's the word? A person who examines cadavers.
Oh, coroner.
Like a coroner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would say looking at a body, but I mean, hey, I'm literally looking at a body.
Well, as you continue to inspect this body, you realize quite clearly that this was one of Gloria Rossum's androids, and definitely not a person. They spark quietly. I think you see them spark in the darkness before the lights come back up. Muriel.
Are you gonna want that bread?
I mean, I would. My knee-jerk reaction is to say that it's contaminated because it's biological hazards on it, but there's not much biological here, is there?
No, not much.
Mm-hmm.
She'll take the other loaf.
Muriel, it's your go now. We're going back in the reverse order again. So if you'd like to make any other questions or move, what do you want to do? You also have enough cards to attempt to murder.
I know, I was thinking of just that, but I don't know that I'm ready for murder just yet.
Mm-hmm. You haven't fully whetted your appetite.
Yeah, I'm going to go from the kitchens to the dining room. And how do I flip this again? Remind me.
Oh, whoops. That's me ruining it.
Okay, there we go.
And then you hit F to flip a card.
Aha! There she is.
It's a very cold and efficient dining room, apparently.
Yeah, I'd call it austere. I think it was designed to intimidate, not to host. So it is a long black slab of a table, and the only place settings are at opposite ends of this ridiculously long black slab of a table. There is no fireplace or hearth. There are small high windows on the side, so just a sliver of light can come into the sort of dark hole that is this dining space.
Very empty feeling. What do you want to do?
Did you mean to put those cards face up?
Yes, those are the bodies so far.
Oh, there we go. Okay. And I think I'm going to rummage again.
Yeah. Draw a card, and what do you find?
Okay.
And how do you feel once you've rummaged for those cards?
It's suit or number, right?
It's both suit and suit or number. If they match your identity, then
I
you feel
am
a little strange.
wondering what is going on with the auras in the room. Foreboding.
What item did you find, by the way?
I found a knife.
The aura of that one spoke to you, apparently.
Weird that I'm twitching so much.
Your neck must be stiff. It's fine. Don't think about it too hard. Moving on. Bluebell, you just watched a robot die?
I need to rewind for a moment because I had missed the piece where suit matching.
Ooh, yes,
causes,
suit does also match. We can have this moment of
thingy.
realization in advance.
So,
yeah.
She's pulled out the book of the physics again, and she's looking through it. Now that she's looking at this robot body, and she looks at the corpse, and then she looks at her own hand, and she thinks she sees creases where the joints of her fingers turn. And she holds her hand up to the light, and she can swear that the light is glinting off of her skin. And she clenches her fist so hard her knuckles white and her hand starts to shake a little. And then her hand goes to her side where she has a knife, and she flips it out, and it's a butterfly knife, and she starts playing with it. And she's incredibly dexterous and doesn't make any mistakes with it. And she holds it up to the light, and it glints, and she takes comfort in that. And then she puts it back at her side again, and she says, "Dad always said kill him with kindness."
That's
and then
fucked
she moves
up.
into And then she moves into the courtyard. The knife's name is Kindness.
Okay. Well, there we go. What would you like to do in the courtyard?
I will be rummaging, please. Oh, goody.
Find something good.
Yes.
And how does that make you... What do you find and how does that make you feel?
So, it's almost... One would wonder why she even picked it up. Because it just seems so useless. But it's a watering can. And the watering can, like, it smells very strongly of, like, I am just blanking on my vocabulary here tonight. The fertilizer.
Oh,
like,
sure.
Yeah, it smells very strongly of some manner of fertilizer. And she, like, runs her finger around the rim of it and sort of, like the residue between her fingers sort of, like, moves it back and forth and gets a feel for it, smells it. And then whatever chemical is in this fertilizer starts to, like, rub off on her skin, and her skin changes color to, like, this very, you know how when copper starts to rust and it turns green? It's like that color. And she realizes that it's not the chemical, it's her skin turning that color.
Ooh, corroding the tips of your fingers slightly.
She wipes it off on her clothing, but the color stays. And it's like when you're trying to wash a stain of blood out of your clothes and you're just making it worse.
Very nice. Excellent.
And eventually she just pulls a glove onto her hand and stops looking at it.
And on that scene, we move back to Maximilian.
Alrighty. Maximilian moves on. He squeezes past M, who's now seems to be, I don't know, with robots, and he squeezes past the other robots into this next room, which I think is the servants' quarters.
Ooh, I like that. Cool. Press
So,
F to flip that card. Very comfortable servants' quarters.
The
Apparently.
kingliest of servants' quarters. These people were well accommodated. I think that this is maybe a I don't know, like, this place seems really, really big. It seems like a lot of the servants are actually robots. So, I mean, okay, so then let's spin it then. So this isn't like fine hotel kind of situation. This is like what would be really comfortable for a series of robot of android servants. So maybe they all have like maybe it looks like the equivalent of like a tanning bed, you know. So they all have their own like equivalent of a tanning bed. It's like if you combine a tanning bed and like a first class flight, you know. So they've got like a fully furnished upholstered situation, you know, lots of dry ice effects going on and lots of as like things open and close.
Could I make a suggestion?
Yes, please.
I'm getting like dollhouse vibes.
Oh,
so, you know, like how a dollhouse bed is very plastic and very fake, but it still has the very cutesy like blankets and pillows that are like pink and with white lace. I'm getting that.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like it kind of gives you insight into the culture of this house, where the androids appreciate what looks like the luxury of humans, but because they don't actually need the upholstery, because they don't actually need that softness, they do have that skeuomorphic, those plastic cushions. So it looks like an overblown Barbie doll house of first class tanning beds with fake soft goods.
In the right light, these things look an awful lot like sarcophagi.
Oh boy. I choose to rummage.
Sure, let's pull 3 cards for you.
I'm kind of FOMO that everyone else got to discover that they may or may not be robots. So like,
and you're like, oh, I want in on that.
Yeah.
Also, remember that you can use the special suit and number power of your identity to do additional things.
Hey, so once I pick a card and I click on it, it's just like go to my thing?
You can click and drag that out of that search menu. So you can click and drag it to your hand, for example.
Okay, hold on.
You're right, take your time.
Okay, we've dragged it.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
What card did you snag for yourself? Okay. So why don't you go and tell me what item you found and how do you feel?
So I, Maximilian's always wondered, he enters this room and he does find it, hospitable, and he finds that strange because, any normal person might find it creepy, or, they probably didn't have the term uncanny valley in the 20s, but what would later, a century later, be described as uncanny valley feelings are not present in Maximilian, and he finds that this place does seem hospitable. That's how he feels.
What item did you snag?
And what he snagged was sorry, is my card good? Is that pretty good?
Yeah, the higher the value is, the more useful it is to you.
I would say he snagged kind of like, maybe there's it's like a little bit of, maybe it's like a mallet, like when these sarcophagi, in case of an emergency, they don't want to get trapped, so there's like kind of like a break glass in case of emergency kind of situation. So it's like that. It's like a dead blow hammer or something.
That could do a lot of damage with enough heft behind it. Yeah, another one.
Hammer?
Oh, those things
That's
are nasty. Solid metal.
Yeah, that.
You
Tucks that away.
At this dollhouse / bedroom, and, well, in other circumstances, you might stay for a nap, but the tension is a little too high at the moment. And we move forward to M.
M stays in this lab for a moment longer. They like it here. This is a good place for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not perfect, and they have things to do. But it is oddly comforting and oddly familiar. And I think they wait until the baker comes by to drop off a muffin. Just part of their programming, right? That this other twin must drop off a muffin for the head of household, even though they've been dead for quite some time now.
Good evening, M. I am here to deliver Gloria Rossum's 2 a.m. muffin. It is something in the ballpark of 2:30 in the morning. Have you seen her? Wait. Correction. She's not here. They are not here. And then they place the muffin on a table, and there's a bunch of muffins there. None of them seem to have decayed. Even though there's at least a dozen muffins here, they all seem pristine. They are not here.
No, they're not here anymore. And M reaches out and takes one of the muffins, the most recent muffin, kind of looks at it from all angles. But you know who is here now? Someone who can make this company, this project, perfect.
You intend
and they take
to win the inheritance, M?
Of course I do. I would never fail. They take a bite of the muffin, chew it very, very slowly. Not quite good enough. And due to one of my little special powers, I do not need to discard a card to murder my first NPG of the evening.
So you are activating what? Your odd power?
I do believe it is my odd power.
M, for those who are trying to keep track of whose identity is whom, M activates their odd power. And tell me, how do you go and murder the other Baker twin?
I think it's very simple. Like, it's not bloody, it's not reckless. They just kind of intuitively reach forward, find the Baker twin, write out Eden on his forehead with their finger.
Oh my gosh.
And then slap him once in the head, and he falls backwards.
Like a golem having their command removed. There's just stock silence for a while.
Don't worry. You'll be reborn again. But better this time.
You can hear like the sound of clockwork moving, like the sound of ticking, the pings of gears. And it slows. And it slows. And it slows. And then eventually, you are in the study in complete silence. And then the lights go out. The clock strikes 3. There is only, well, technically we've underserved the number of NPGs, but actually I have a fun way that we're going to work into that. That's not a problem. The remaining guest that you had met at the entrance, the overworked. Oh, no, this is the courier. The courier is the last person left alive. We cut to the living room of the courier still kind of sitting on one of the chairs, hugging his knees, kind of rocking, looking around. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I hope Bluebell returns soon. I'm starting to get really nervous. As hands like reach out from behind, out of the darkness, out of camera, and just grab the front of the courier's face. And we see his arms like flail around, trying to pull at the hands away, and then suddenly snap. And the body goes limp. And we'll see what happens on the next hour after a 5-minute break. I think we'll all do a good stretch on a cliffhanger for all of you. Do remember, those of you who are tuning into the chat, we are giving away 5 copies of this game. I'm sure you're all wondering why I've gathered you here this evening. To win a copy, all you need to do is put out a tweet talking about the stream and how it's going so far with the hashtag Phantom Arts Fest. And we'll be doing a draw at the end of the stream for those copies. So that was an opportunity for you to go into that competition if you haven't already. And we'll see you all in 5 minutes. See you all soon. Farewell. Okay, we are back. We are back. Hi, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being patient while we were taking that break. We needed to make sure that we were well hydrated. Yes, jams. I hope you've all been enjoying things going so far. To remind, we are doing a giveaway of I'm sure you're all wondering why I've gathered you here this evening, where anybody who uses the Phantom Arts Fest hashtag to talk about the session. I made an error in that blast flight. I'm very sorry. I am a professional. But even if you use Phantom Arts Enter as a hashtag, I'll still see it. And we'll be picking 5 fabulous people at the end to gain a copy of I'm sure you're all wondering why I've gathered you here this evening from the writer Logan Jenkins. Very, very kind of us to support the stream. This has been fantastic so far. You have all been astounding would-be murderers. I am so proud of all of you. Goodness me. And
some of us have been promoted to murderer.
Promoted to murderer, you know. You got a little badge. With a skull on it. And Will, the DJing has absolutely been on point. I've been Really loving all the effects that you've been putting on as things have been getting spookier. That's been so goddamn good.
Thank you. Happy to hear. Y'all have been making a wonderful game to DJ for, let me just say.
All right. We stopped as the clock struck 3, so let's return back to the action. So with the clock having struck 3, and we found that the last NPG we met had died, we actually go to the quarters that Maximilian has been residing in. And some of those kind of like tannin beds / sarcophagi, you hear like a dunk dunk inside one. Dunk 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 dunk. And 3 creak open as other members of staff begin to wander through the manor. They ignore you, Maximilian. They just walk straight past you and just start milling around instead. All dressed. I think they aren't dressed like servants, but instead dressed like partygoers, like flappers and dandies, all straw-boater hats and bejeweled fringe, wandering across the mansion in a party of a building that's been empty for quite a while. I think the last person to act was M, correct? So it's your turn again, M. What do you want to do?
Oh boy. Let's see. What do I want to do?
Oh my goodness.
I think M follows after Maximilian into where they see these partygoers starting to come out from. They walk up the stairs into this room, look around. It is rather interesting, isn't it? How all of this has played out.
What do you mean by that?
Doesn't it seem odd to you that you and me and a fortune teller and a PI were all called here, among others, who don't seem to be with us anymore?
I mean, certainly all of you seem rather strange. I know why I'm here.
Oh. And what reason is that?
Are we doing an action? Are you doing an action? Are you questioning me or? Okay,
Nope.
okay.
I'm just playing.
Just build it
Okay,
up.
okay. Okay. Oh, I just wanted to know. Okay. Well, you know, I owe a lot to Gloria. Yeah, I'm really here for her.
Interesting. I don't know if you're like all the others. Maybe you do have a hint of something perfect in you, if you're here for Gloria. Though I wouldn't say that her work is the end-all, be-all of all things.
Sounds like you also make robots?
I'm an artist. I make life.
Is there a move you're preparing to make here?
Not really, I'm flying by the seat of my pants here. Let's see.
You could always try murdering somebody.
I could. It's almost like I almost want to propose a team up here. Is there? I assume there's not a move for that.
You can absolutely ask the question, do you want to team up and kill everyone else?
I think I'll ask a question then of my fellow PC.
Okay.
I think with an inheritance this big, it can be shared. I'm not greedy in my creative process, you see. I enjoy the concept of collaborators with as much to offer as I do. What do you say? If we get rid of everyone else, perhaps we can turn this into something a little bit more beautiful than it is now.
I think when M had approached Maximilian at first, he was still mid putting this ball peen hammer away. But at the sound of the proposal, he relaxes a little and lets the ball peen hammer just hang. His hands are just at his side now, and his posture has changed again. He looks more confident than before, and he responds back, let's make art.
Ooh, that's good. Before we move on, just to check, how many times has people had revelations about themselves so far?
Once.
Once for M and once for Dak.
And for Juicy, just once.
Okay. And for Celeste Bluebell twice. Thank you. Sorry, your webcams are a little smaller on the screen that I'm looking at, so I appreciate it. Thanks. No, you're good. You're good. Just to check, just know that if it's the third time, you definitely realise that you are not human. Just to remind. Also to remind that you can use the abilities that are tied to your identity card to do things. Although you do have to say out loud whether you're using a suit power or an evens or an odds power. Let's see how much card counting y'all have been doing. But to move on, well, we stay in the same room because it's now Maximilian's turn.
I go back to the... You know what? I'm having too much fun. I apologize, everyone. I'm scooping up all of these make new rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the don't they usually have like separate dining rooms? Usually there's like the party one and the formal one.
Okay, I like that.
That's
So,
actually
yes.
what I wanted to do, so yes.
Cool. Flip that card. Ooh, it's a
Nice.
cozy one as
Nice
well.
and cozy. Oh yeah, this is the life of the party kind of room. It's got the oversized a fireplace situation. It has open to suggestions here. What would otherwise be. I assume that Gloria is not the type to collect what do they call it, like game. You know, they have like the mantles on the wall, but you know, whatever her version of art.
They are absolutely there, and then you can tell that they are like iron sculptures.
Oh, there you go. Just like iron sculptures.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go
I
on.
would like to recommend a well-stocked bar, and perhaps a piano.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely a well-stocked bar and a robot butler. Not to make another NPG here, but like a robot bartender.
The robot butler that invited you is already, when you enter the room, they're already like mixing drinks.
Yeah, okay.
Master Maximilian, are you having fun yet?
Yeah, I like this place. It's really fun.
Oh,
Really cozy.
well, if you're the last person standing, you can live here as long as you like. It'll be a pleasure to serve you.
I'm a little underage still, but I guess like a virgin, like a daiquiri or something.
And how much arsenic would you like in your daiquiri?
I prefer cyanide.
Noted. Turns to the bar, starts mixing something.
While he's mixing, I take the time to rummage.
Absolutely.
Oh, are these already the cards right here?
Yeah.
Perf.
It is both faster and slower to do this in virtual space as opposed to using regular cards.
Okay. I have done it. I have the thing. I've turned it over for your
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, it's flipped back.
Oh,
Okay.
I mean, if you flip it over, only I'll be able to see it. I don't think the rest of the players can, so you're good. But yeah, what did you find, and how does it make you feel?
Oh, this is definitely another horror movie moment, I think. Maximilian, having for whatever reason trekked through the mud, and since been just surrounded by large metallic objects, welcomes the warmth of the large fireplace at the center of this room, and in classic horror movie fashion, of course, steals away for himself a poker. So he is, or maybe not a poker, like something less good than that. Like what? Like don't they have what do they got? Like a dustpan?
Yeah, they do. Like a little extended one. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got the little dustpan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make him feel anything except that it's functional.
The bartender / butler continues to mix this drink, and without looking at you says, "Kids shouldn't play with fire, you know. It's dangerous." Moving on.
Yeah.
Bluebell.
I am going to make my way. Oh gosh, what was this called again? I'm losing track. The workshop, I suppose?
Yeah, the workshop / study. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I am going to rummage, and I am going to invoke my power to keep an additional card.
Is that a suit or an even odd power?
That is a heart suit power.
Ooh. Interesting. So yeah, right click on that stack, select 2 cards for yourself. Loaded. You got them. What'd you find and how'd you feel?
I think I have located a chisel. And the accompanying mallet.
All right. Solid dual-wielding items.
Yeah, they don't particularly spark anything in me, but they will come in handy, I'm sure.
Fantastic. Moving on to Muriel. What are you up to, Muriel?
Yeah. So, Muriel is actually also going to go to this lovely party space. She wanted a drink. And it just so happens that, let's say the Queen of Clubs.
Yeah,
Viola.
a flapper lady with
yes, I was going to say
hat.
Exactly that. Viola, the idiot sister of the deceased. Viola, my love, my darling, your aura, it's very mauve today. It's nice to see you.
Well,
come.
Surely you would say that my aura would be more violet.
See, you would think that, but I'm not a fraud.
Oh.
I tell you the truth.
Well, good to know.
Not just what you want to hear.
I am always interested in a drink.
Wonderful. Have I got the drink for you? It's called a mojito. See, you muddle the ingredients first, and then you add the booze. So come, I shall make this for you. And I'm going to murder her. And I'm going to slip the belladonna in when I muddle the mint. And serve her a delicious beverage.
Oh, thank you for the beverage, Muriel. I'm sure it must be delicious. And
cheers.
The widest smile. And she takes the drink and knocks it back all in one go. And then there's like a jittering and a juddering. And you see like a little bit of the cocktail like ooze back out of her mouth again. And then more strands of it, and it's dark and viscous like oil. And it starts to pour out of her eyes as well. Oh, doesn't seem to be doing my insides very well.
And Muriel's gonna look at the butler and just go, she never could hold her liquor.
That's why we had to replicate her out of steel, darling.
Smart idea.
Don't worry, I'll clean this right up for you. Goes over to the fireplace. Oh, the dustpan's gone. How strange. And the clock strikes 4. As the lights go out once again, this character's dead. And so another character dies. We've not really seen these two, like, robotic party people, so I'm open to the table in terms of where we see them and how they get killed.
I think the 8 is a well-dressed gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was definitely like one of the, an important member of the staff, but not that important.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
The under butler.
There you go.
The under
The under butler. Jeez. I think he winds up in the courtyard, impaled on the fountain. Pushed from a higher window. You hear a crash of glass, and then
yeah. And then the sound of the fountain water stutters for a moment and then kind of resumes as the lights go up, and they have also been destroyed. It's in 2 turns or rounds of the table. It will be 7 in the morning, and the day will have the night will have ended. If there is more than one person left alive at the end, then nobody gets anything. So,
is this the turn shit's gonna go down?
You have a limited amount of time left, so you best start hustling, I would say. Oh, when you murdered the guest, Muriel, you get to use those abilities on your character sheet once each. So for this time, you now actually do have to spend some cards to go and murder somebody. So throw 2 of your cards into the discard pile, please. Which is where they
got it.
Thank you.
It do. I'll just have to turn it.
Excellent. It's fine. TTS is having a bad time. I'll sort that. It moves to you, Muriel. It's your move.
Oh, delightful. All right. So, did we say who this other guest card is and
they
where
are
they're located?
Essentially one of the robots now moving around. Why, please? I will sort that.
Tabletop sim having a normal one.
It's one of we previously saw them move out one of the dollhouse beds / sarcophagi in the servants' quarters, and they've now started to kind of wander around the party mansion. So they could be anybody. They're not especially important.
That's true. I also could kill my friend right here in the same room as I am.
You could indeed.
That is an option.
It is indeed.
Either we all lose, or everyone else gets murdered. So here we go, some PC action.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna take my knife and stab at thee.
So to murder somebody, you discard 2 cards from your belongings and choose one of the following. Attempt to murder another player in the room, which, yep, you're going to be doing that. Or murder an NPG. Reactions. Defend yourself. If somebody is attempting to murder you, you may discard a belonging that matches one of the murder attempt card values to stop their attempt. Or you can plead. Discard the top card of the deck. If the discarded card matches one of the murder attempt cards, the attempt is stopped. Or you can enact revenge. If someone is attempting to murder you, you may discard belongings matching both of the murder attempts cards values, and then you kill them instead. So, first step, Muriel. What 2 cards are you discarding to try and murder Maximilian?
The 2 that I have.
King of Spades and a Jack of Diamonds. Well, to stop this attempt, Maximilian, all you just need to do to defend yourself is discard one of your cards that matches one of the values. Do you have a king or a jack in your belongings?
Oh.
So the attempt fails. Let's talk this through then. Describe your attempt, Muriel, and then how it's foiled if you have a conversation while you're at it too.
Yes, Maximilian, my young lad, I have to tell you, your aura, it looks grim. I see
tell me
in
my
you a
future?
great I see in you a great darkness coming towards you, as if to say, die, and then tries to stab at you.
He splashes his daiquiri in your face.
Ah, my eyes! My beautiful eyes! My mascara will suddenly run!
And the attempt has failed. We move to Detective Bluebell in the study.
Bluebell is going to be moving to. Oh gosh, I'm still losing track. What is this here?
That is the servants' quarters.
Got it. I'm gonna move into the servants' quarters.
Mm-hmm.
And M is there.
Mm-hmm.
And Bluebell looks at M. You have an obsession with perfection.
Don't we all?
Oh, no, we don't. Some of us realize we're not perfect. We're only human. We don't try to live to impossible standards. But you're constantly out here trying to make everybody into your perfect image of the perfect world. And that's what you did to my father, isn't it? You tried to make him perfect. I saw the pictures. I saw the pictures of his body. The way you
I
tried
failed
to
once.
him.
I failed once. I promise you I will not fail a second time.
No, you won't. I'm going to try to murder them.
Oh, well, you may have reasonable odds. They only have 2 cards in their inventory. What 2 cards are you going to play, knowing that if they match the number just once, they block the attempt? How well have you been counting cards?
Pretty well.
Do you have in your hand a king or a 7?
I do not.
Well, I'm very sorry to say that it seems that Detective Bluebell is going to bring an end to your adventure. Detective Bluebell?
Bluebell, are you too proud to plead?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
okay. Bluebell backs them into a corner and starts in with the chisel first. And I don't know how explicit we want to get with this, but she is in fact trying to replicate what was done to her father. And the attempt to make him perfect.
I think that detail is
A little
enough.
more to the left, dear.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No, at this point, kindness comes out. And kindness is actually carved into the side of the knife. And your tongue comes out.
I think if it's okay with you, still they speak. The last thing that they say, they come in a little closer. You say that I'm chasing something that humans can't achieve. Maybe that's true. Maybe something inhuman has to achieve what I could not. Because I will live on. Won't you take me with you? You don't need to be human anymore. Good night.
And I think they were like holding, like cradling your chin. Your faces, our faces very close. And then she puts kindness through your temple. With malice.
And with that, we resolve what happens when a player character dies. First of all of your belongings are rendered forfeit. I will yank those from your hand. Those go face up.
No, my items!
Your items are now mine. Please.
Your stolen goods are forfeit.
These items are now placed face up in the area where you died. So anybody can now grab the ace of diamonds and the jack of whatever. Your identity card is also revealed if you would flip that face up. Ooh.
I tried to flip it. I really did.
You got it.
There we go.
The three of diamonds. Not very close. Not very close to the deceased, but still. Your token is removed from the mansion. You melodramatically overacted the scene of your death, so 10 out of 10. Excellent, we love that. Instead of a belongings pile, you now have an ectoplasm pile. So basically, when your turn rolls around, you can haunt guests or take cards from the top of the deck, do silly things to kind of ruin things for the other players. We'll get to that when your turn rolls around. So you're not out of the game technically, but you are currently deceased.
I told you I wasn't gonna go down.
Moving on to Maximilian. Maximilian had just been the victim of an attempted but failed murder.
Maximilian is actually, despite the ruthless murder you witnessed all from him earlier, quite frazzled from an attempted murder on his life. So he runs. He runs to the what is this room again? The kitchen.
The big long dining table.
This is the made to intimidate, not to entertain. And he rummages for something a little better than a dustpan. Oh boy.
Tentatively moved the wrong character there, but that's fine. I got it.
Okay, I flipped my card so you can see it.
Got it.
Something about being in this dining hall feels familiar. He doesn't know exactly what it is. He fingers the silverware and the china, and he picks up a fork. It's somehow equal parts murder tool and somehow sentimental to him, and gives him a little bit of calm after having after that experience.
You're starting to feel very, very comfortable in this space, which is deliciously interesting. All right, with a move and a rummage, your turn concludes. And we move on to the ghost of M, who
Time for ghost shit.
Has not been revealed to be a robot, so you are just a regular ghost. Maybe you aspired
Don't worry,
to more.
I uploaded my consciousness. It's all fine.
So if you are dead, you choose from this list of actions during your turn. You can manifest anywhere in the mansion. Rather than using the move part of a turn, you just let the table know where your apparition appears. You can haunt somebody. Use your spirit manifests to torment a living player guest. Tell us what creepy thing happens to them. How does that player react? And you steal a card at random from their hand and add it to yours. You can poltergeist. You discard the top of the deck or a card from your hand. If that card matches the number of a face-up room in the mansion, you may attempt to murder somebody in that room. Just for free, but anybody can defend with a single card. Tell us what happens in the room and to whom it happens. You can bide your time. You can watch and wait from the shadows while you gather energy. You draw the top 2 cards of the deck, so you get to just draw 2 cards and add them to your hand. Or you can possess a character. You discard 2 cards from your hand equal to the number of their possessions plus 2, meaning that if they have no possessions, you need 2 cards and what have you. If it's a non-player guest, they count as having 0. That character is now dead, and you take their place. You cannot possess a robot if you're a ghost, and vice versa. That's a lot of things, so just let me know in general what you feel like doing as a ghost, and we'll find the appropriate move to make it happen. PBTA style.
PBTA style, I love to see it. It's so fun that I get to go once and then it turns back on me, isn't it? Because I think I'm going to rest and bide my time to get 2 cards into my hand.
Cool. You draw the last 2 cards of the deck.
Oh, boy.
And... Oh, good. Let me... do I press 2?
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Then the discard pile becomes the new deck.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
Tell me, describe your biding, your brooding.
This was an unforeseen consequence, of course. Any pursuit of any higher project always comes with necessary sacrifices, necessary consequences even, but this could still work. I don't need Rossum's Robots Incorporated. I need a transcendental state in which to enact my vision and my art. And perhaps this is exactly what I needed.
And with that, the lights cut out. There is a chime of the bell.
Uh-oh.
The final guest robot wandering through the manor. I think they wander into the foyer and try to go outside, but the butler is there. You don't get to escape this either, I'm afraid. You figure that you can end your enslavement early? No. You get to be here in the mansion with the rest of us and have your fate sealed by these murderous fools. Or you can just be rendered back into scrap if you prefer. The android slowly nods and is devoured by the butler. No non-player guests remain. 3 players remain alive. We move on. Back to the ghost of M.
M apparates into the party room, the main party room.
Where
and there...
Muriel is currently.
Yes, where Muriel is indeed. They apparate there for a moment before they go, I'm sensing a dark energy, and I would like to possess her.
Oh
boy.
You discard 2 cards from your pile.
I love this.
Please describe the psychic scape within the both of you as there is a fight for who remains in control, and eventually you succumb to the ghost.
I think M's like spirit form kind of leaps through, like into and through Muriel's body, through the crystal, and it's very melodramatic, I imagine. Does she actually have any psychic powers with which to even try to push them out?
I do like to think she has some, but nowhere near to the level she claims. very, very mild ability to like sense a foreboding when danger is coming. Like, I'm sure she felt your spirit, right? But like, she cannot tell the future, and she can't practice witchcraft. She just has a sixth sense for when she should act and when she should run.
And it turned out that running did not help.
It did not.
Oh boy.
Sorry about that, darling. I have things to do.
Muriel, you are now a ghost. Just kicked out of your body. The butler looks up. Doesn't see anything there. After all, robots can't see ghosts. Okay, Maximilian.
All right, Maximilian, having taken a second to breathe, fully comprehends that he is in a situation where it is now literally life or death. And at this point, you know, he wipes the snot, away from his nose, all the way from elbow to tip of the index finger. Big wipe.
Gross.
And then rushes, what did I say I have? Nice fork and dustpan, metal dustpan in hand, runs back into the party room and attempts to murder Muriel. And he says, you just want her money, and I don't like that for her. And you know what? I can see your future. Your future is dead. And he goes at her with the two items.
Discards 2 cards. Unfortunately, you don't have
Can I
anything
try
to
to plead?
defend. Yes, you may try to plead. You may
So that's
discard
just the
the
first
top
off the
card
top,
of
right?
the deck. Yes, if it matches a 4 or an 8, you manage to stave off death.
Oh my god. How do I...
Just click and drag one quickly.
No!
Oh,
It's so close! It was a
it
7!
was a 7. You do not manage to save yourself.
M goes, wait, it's me, before just getting their shit rocked.
Oh, that's very good.
You deserved it.
Ugh, now we're both out of a body.
Yeah, you just meet in the ghost green room.
Yeah, Muriel's gonna just shake her head and take a sip of like her ghost martini and just roll her eyes.
The turn moves to Detective Bluebell.
Okay. I want this this revelation that I'm a robot bad enough. So these cards that are face up in here, I know what those are, and I can just look at them, right?
Yep.
Okay. Neither of them is what I need. So I'm gonna, that power that I have to grab 2 items, that's not limited, is it?
It is. It's once per.
Sheesh. I guess I'm just gonna look and, and take one and hope that it's enough. I just need one.
Well, you get to see what the 3 face down cards are, so maybe one of them is what you're looking for, or I guess it's 2
Yeah, but there's
now.
only 2, and neither of them. Oh man.
What are your
Neither of them
odds?
is
What are the
happening.
odds? Oh, we also get to see what, while you're looking, we also get to see what Muriel's hidden identity was. Queen! Very, very close to,
Again, I knew all his secrets.
Wasn't
Yeah,
lying.
it's not what I was looking for to have that revelation. I didn't have that revelation.
Desperately searching for the answers within yourself, you rummage through the quarters, hoping to find something that suggests that you belong here. You don't really find anything. With that, we move to Ghostly Muriel.
Now, I would need cards too, but excuse me, sorry.
Well, you can brood, And by time, you could haunt somebody and steal some cards.
Yeah, so I think Maximilian, do you have any cards? You have one, right?
I have one card, yeah.
We don't have enough turns for me to get cards and then take anybody's body, right?
Well, what's going to happen is that you're going to take your action. It's going to move to 6, which is the final turn, and then after turn 6 ends, it's the end of the game. So technically, you could get up to some shenanigans.
Okay. Then
I don't know whether you'd be able to murder anyone, but you could make lives miserable for people.
And I fully intend to, so I would love to acquire some cards.
You're gonna brood. Draw 2 cards off the top of the deck, please.
Yep. Taking a moment. Did it work? No. Let's try that again.
Failing, I can deal them to you.
Yes, please.
Sure, it's fine.
There we go. Oh, goody.
How does Muriel brood? Or bide their time?
Yes, in the ghostly green room, she's just going to, like, grumpily, like, keep sipping her ghost martini, just thinking begrudgingly about how she's been wronged throughout her life, especially by Maximilian. She wanted that gold.
And with that, the clock strikes 6. Only an hour away from sunrise, and there are 2 living guests. We move back to the ghost of Muriel.
Yes. So, taking these 2 cards, she is going to then possess Maximilian.
Ooh, you don't quite have enough cards to do that. You will need 1 more. It's 2 more than the number of cards they have.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
It's all good. You can do, for example, steal a card from him. You wouldn't be able to do anything else, but it would leave him defenseless.
True. That won't do much good for me, I think. But yeah, I'll take his last card. I will happily take his last.
Oh.
Okay. Right. So we see a scene where you haunt Maximilian.
Yes, you'll see the ghostly apparition of Muriel coming up behind him, and she is just going to wrench free his last object and cackle. Ah! Ha ha! Have at you! And then she's just gonna, like, zoom up through the ceiling. Cackling her way.
Yeah, you just ascend. You steal. Flip. It would be at random, but not really much in the options of what to steal here. How does Maximilian feel knowing that maybe one of their last ways of being able to survive this scenario has been stolen out of their hands?
I think at this point, he's determined that if he ever dies, he'll be haunting Muriel in the ghostly green room. So he's feeling vengeance now rather than like helplessness.
Interesting. And with that, and what I have a feeling might close out the game, we move to Detective Bluebell.
I don't know, man. I'm feeling pretty good about this this deck right here.
You can plead. Ooh.
Bluebell, kindness in hand, stalks into the. Doesn't fall over, thank you. Stalks into the party room. You know, kid, I had high hopes for you. I thought maybe you could make something of yourself. Maybe I could make something of you. But I was wrong. Only one of us is getting out of here, and we both know it. Dad always did say to make combat quick, clean, and one-sided. And I'm gonna take him down.
Hold on, let me draw this card before.
Wait.
Before...
No, we got to see
Oh.
what these two are first, and then you pray that it matches a number.
Okay.
Flip that top card. Is it a 9 or a 2?
Dude, no, it's not. All right, so you're coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I am coming in. You can react. You're more than willing. You're more than react. You know, pleading.
Yeah, with a role like this, I think Maximilian's super confused about how all the ghost stuff works, and so maybe now he's like, okay, so that was M, so maybe M is just everybody now. Like, are you M? Like, look, I thought we had a deal. I thought we were gonna be teams. I thought we were gonna split it.
No teams, kid. Last person standing. It's gonna be me. Sorry. And she takes kindness and thrusts, but doesn't use it to damage him at all. Instead, just pins him by his coat to the wall. And she takes that watering can and pours it over his head, and that fertilizer that was in there just kind of runs down his face. And it maybe gets into his eyes a little bit, I don't know. And then she takes the little mallet from in the
every item.
The workshop.
Good God.
And she looks for the. She starts tapping on him like she's trying to find his weak point, and then she just takes the back end of it and just puts it through his eye.
Ooh.
Oh man, savage.
I suppose any job worth doing is worth doing well.
Mm-hmm. As we get a discretionary shot on that last slam, and as you feel the fact that you've killed, well, you thought that you were killing a robot, but oh god. Huh. And with that, the clock finally strikes 7. It's dawn. The house is deathly quiet. Nobody left alive. No robots. No people. Just you. And the butler. Oh. Well, wasn't that a delightful... Flipping it upside down. Well, that was a delightful evening. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Living life to the fullest.
There's not much enjoyment to be had in this. There never was.
Well, I'm sure you'll be delighted to know, even if you're finding no joy in it, that you are now the sole inheritor of Interlinked Inc. Every single robot that Gloria Rossum has created is now yours. All they see, you can observe. All they know, you can edit. All they do, you will bear the burden of until your last days. So congratulations. Thank you very much. So, how are you going to be spending your next days? And we get like a glimpse of the future. What does Interlinked Inc. look like? The company and this manor. Now that you are the sole inheritor and heir.
Interlinked Inc. becomes a place where those who seek to find the truths of the world be they hidden truths in books, be they hidden truths in the truth behind crime, things like that. Anybody can find those truths with the help of books or with the help of a robot partner. The robots of Interlinked Inc. Often get sold to private investigators who need assistance. Because robots can find things and can see things and can hear things that other people can't. And Bluebell still sort of participates in investigations here and there, but largely she's stepped back from it because she's found the one answer and the one bit of justice she was always looking for, and that was justice for her father.
We close on a shot of the study in the manor, where Detective Bluebell sits, working on a leather tome, writing in, keeping up the physical archival of data. There's some traditions that don't change even with new ownership. And there is a polite knock at the door.
Yes.
In unison, you hear three voices. Your tea is ready. And you look back and see, well, your three most loyal, most reliable robotic servants. You're so close to them, you even named them.
Max. And I'm so sorry. This is taking the wind out of the sails. What was
Muriel.
Muriel. There we go.
And on
Sorry.
that, this has been Rossum's Undercover Robots, run in. I'm sure you're all wondering why I've gathered you here this evening. Thank you. Oh, y'all are fantastic. Y'all are fantastic. Please, chat, give a warm round of applause to our four fantastic players, our fabulous DJ for the session. Yo, DJ,
And for our
some chill jams,
DM.
please.
Yeah, and to the GM.
Oh.
Excellence.
Thank you.
100%.
Thank you. Oh gosh. I'm so glad that this all got pulled off and it worked as well as it did. Goodness gracious me, this was amazing.
Y'all kicked some incredible ass out there. I hope you know.
I'd like to, well, you know, at the end of all the tabletop sessions that we do on this channel, we like to do comments and kudos. We just go around the table and say, hey, other person at the table, you did an amazing thing. I love this one scene you did. I love this character that you chose, whatever. So yeah, just go gas each other up. Tell each other what a great job everybody did.
All right, when M came in and just started bold-faced insulting me, I was losing my mind.
Oh
that
my
was
God.
so darn funny. That was just like cojones of steel. Thank you so much for that. That was great.
Can I just say, Muriel was so damn camp, and I was here for it every moment. The cunt was so good. Like, whew! I mean, I want to beat her. I want to love her. I want to do so many things to her, and I want her to do things to me. My God. But one thing I won't let her do is read my fortune because, oh, she's awful.
Yes.
Oh my god, the anime moment right at the beginning with the robotic chess from Max was unhinged. Absolutely unhinged. And I was like, oh, I'm actually terrified of this teenager. Oops. I love that. That was such a good scene.
Absolute Death Note shit.
The absolute whiplash from baby boy must protect to, oh my god, he's insane.
Excellent.
Yeah, when Bluebell suddenly had like a fully flushed out plot and like committing a revenge murder, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't know I was in that movie. We're in this movie now.
Yeah, Even Hearts there was a specific person that I was after and I was looking to snuff out, and I didn't really know where I was going with that until I landed on it. I was like, okay, here we go.
No, that was such a cool reveal. That was awesome.
Will, do you have a favorite moment?
Oh man, okay, M is an icon. Goals probably shouldn't be, but I really gotta say M had so many good lines, and I'm still laughing at the last words being like, wait, it's me. Just like, yes, okay, I might have died, but now I will have my revenge. And then just instantly like, oh god damn it.
Oh no, not again.
I mean, I worked with you, Will, in terms of putting together the jams for the session, but execution in practice, like the timing and the choices you made in terms of putting like the pitch bend and the bit ooh,
thank you.
So good.
I'm so glad to hear.
I'm really looking forward to listening through to this VOD later so I can get like the full soundtrack experience.
Static though, the static for those moments where we were like doubting if we were really human or are we human or are we dancer? Like friggin' just oh my god, that was out of this fucking world, dude.
Oh, thank you. It fills my cold and blackened heart with joy.
Oh gosh, right. Let's go and do two things very, very quickly. One, to remind people, especially the people that have just tuned in, that we are giving away free copies of this game written by Logan Jenkins. All you'll need to do is put out a tweet with the hashtag Phantom Arts Fest, or Phantom Arts Center. I'll look at both, but Phantom Arts Fest is the intentional one. Whoops, haha, I'm good at social media. Just talking about this session using that hashtag, and you can be eligible to win a copy of the game. We have 5 copies of the game going. And there have been fewer than 5 entries, so if you make a tweet, you're pretty much guaranteed to go get one. And then let's go and go over everybody's socials on our side, self-promote ourselves. Let's go from bottom to top. Celeste.
Oh, hi, it's me. Hi, I'm Celeste PLS with way too many underscores on Twitter. I'm Celeste Shepherd here on Twitch. I don't do a whole lot of streaming of my own, but you find me showing up on other people's channels all the time. This was a wonderful first time on this particular channel. If you're looking to see this funny face again soon, you're going to have an opportunity, I believe next week. I'm going to be on channel Other Doc. With a one-shot of Alien RPG, where I get to be a space marine. It's run by my very, very good friend Pope World Builds, and there's a bunch of other fun folks over there. It's gonna be a great time. I love me some spooky stuff, so I can't wait for that. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be my first time in that system. Oh boy, that's gonna
great
be
game. You'll have fun.
Oh, I cannot wait. It's gonna be so good. Other Doc's a good guy too. Jim's great. He's trying to stoke the fires of his channel back up after a bit of a hiatus. So if you guys could come pop in, that would mean the world.
Yes, please do give Celeste a follow on their Twitter, and you can catch up on all the stuff he's doing. Juicy.
Yeah, hi, I'm Juicy Garland. Again, I'm a Boston area drag queen who also loves nerdy stuff. You can find me on Twitter at Juicy Garland and on Instagram at juicy.garland. I will be here for much of the rest of the weekend because I'm a glutton for punishment, and I'm always looking for more opportunities to play games with weirdos online.
Heck yeah. Deck, big yourself up.
Hey guys, my name is Deck, and I am the Corner Case YouTube channel. We do miniature games. If you like Malifaux or Infinity, we're not really a 40k channel. We're like an everything but channel. So if you play anything but, we got you covered in one way or another. Yeah, come swing by, be our best friend. Corner Case on YouTube, Corner Case Hobby on Twitter. Thank you.
Excellent. C.
Hey y'all, my name's C. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at PieSharpArt. You're going to want to follow me on Twitter because that's where you're going to hear about all the things that I am doing. But I'll try to give you a rundown of at least what's happening this week. I'm going to be back on this channel tomorrow playing in Juicy's game tomorrow afternoon, which I'm super excited about. And then you can find me at 9 a.m. on Sunday morning trying to kill God, again, right here on this channel. So if you like the kind of characters I played tonight, you will like the things that I will do in those games and beyond. You can always find me on Saturdays at Transplanar RPG at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My lord. If you don't know what Transplanar RPG is, let me tell you, because it's really, really awesome. Transplanar is an all transgender person of color led 100% homebrew D&D 5th edition actual play livestream set in a non-colonial anti-orientalist world. We are nearing the end of a 2-year plus campaign. We have tons of stuff. So if you like podcast versions, we have a podcast. You can find us on Twitch. You can find us on YouTube. So check me out over there. Also on Monday nights, I'm over on the Exquisite Corpse TTRPG channel, playing a brand new god who can talk to fish. So that is another thing that I'm doing. You can also check me out on Gehenna Gaming, where I will be in an upcoming Vampire the Masquerade game, which is going to come out in August. And there's more. You can check me out over on North by Northquest for an upcoming unreleased Scum and Villainy game where I am a very, very jaded former space pirate. So if you like what I do, you'll like me there. So check me out. I'm doing a lot of stuff and I'm enjoying it. Thank you so much for having me on the channel for the first time. I can't wait to spend the rest of the weekend with you all.
Yeah, you're doing all of these things and you still managed to find time to hang out with us? Dang, shit. It's so impressive how talented all of y'all are. Absolutely, absolutely, very, very busy. Okay, shall we highlight... Oh, we'll highlight what's coming up on Saturday and Sunday, just to give everybody those last opportunities to go and get their tweets in if they want it. And then we'll go and award some copies out to people. So, let's go and hide that credit list for a second. So, coming up on Saturday, 30th of July, at 2 p.m. British time, that's 9 a.m. Eastern, we have a session of Ryutama, run by Dave Winterbottom. It's going to be super experimental. There's going to be AI-generated text in the scenario, images for the backdrops, and thanks to a handful of fabulous people who drop into our chats on Thursdays, music as well. It's interesting, that kind of collaboration between AI and human crafting, and I'm really looking forward to how that shakes out in what is otherwise a very cozy adventure RPG. At 6 p.m. British Standard Time, it's British Summer Time, 1 p.m. Eastern, we have Cast the Dice Crossover Crisis. Our DJ Will is going to be running a tabletop RPG that they designed. A very funny comedic game about wizards casting silly spells that takes place in the crossover of other one-shots that we have run on this channel before. All of us as players are reprising characters we've played in other one-shots before meeting each other. And it's going to be absolute chaos. I know that y'all love multiverse shit. If Multiverse of Madness wasn't already taken, we'd be in there. Following that, at 10 p.m. British time, 5 p.m. Eastern, we will be playing Delta Green Run by our gal GCG. Some legit terrifying eldritch horror. I am so ready to watch that unfold. I'm not a player in it, but I'm very, very excited for that being put together.
Prepare to get spooky.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm terrified.
And then on Sunday, we have our session of Heart, the new Crack of Bone, run by stream regular Ruben, to which C is going to be a player in. It is going to be while within like lines and fails, pushing the boundaries very intentionally. I think Ruben has fully encouraged us to be quote unquote fucked up little freaks. So we're gonna see how that goes. I'm not very good at role playing that kind of character archetype, so I'm gonna be doing my best. We'll get it there. Then we have two. Yeah, we'll for sure. If I could be the weird butler that this is in, we're definitely gonna get it there.
Yeah, I've seen you run some NPCs that are that flavor. I don't know how you're gonna have a problem with it.
you know. We have also followed up by 2 entirely new tabletop RPGs. One, Stories of the Singularity, written by both myself and Tom, inspired by the video game Library of Ruiner. Excellent game if you've not played it. If you managed to go and take an OSR game like Cyborg and gave it a deck builder system, it's wild. Followed by, and wrapping up the session, Synthesis, a very experimental, powered by the apocalypse. Not so much hack as like abstract sculpture of PBTA. Run by Red Mage Ray, who is absolutely prolific in the tabletop RPG scene. Fantastic GM, helps run Friends Who Roll Dice, and just all around good lad. We have a whole bunch of things coming up. Please do tune in on Saturday and Sunday if you have the time. And now, let us go award some copies of a very good tabletop RPG to us and people. We have from, let's go in chronological order, from Celeste. Hi, Celeste. Had a blast at Phantom Arts Fest playing Rossum's Undercover Robots. Borrowed a character from a good friend of mine to put in a little twist on her. If you missed it, go check the VOD when it goes live to see me kill people and robots. Excellent review. 10 out of 10. Thank you very much. You have earned yourself a copy of I'm Sure. And so has Blast Flight. Phantom Arts Fest, a murder mystery with robots and devious card mechanics. Death of a baker by a word like a golem of old. A knife named kindness. A child with an evil side. A has-been seer with a sort of need for bread. Who will come out on top? Definitely. The moment that we introduced bread, we knew that would absolutely go off the rails. Delighted by that. Thank you very much, Blastfight. I will also be sending you a PM later, probably in the morning. It is 2 a.m. and I am very tired. A copy of I'm Sure. And last but not least, our one Come and Go Tavern saying, watching Phantom Arts Fest, and the session is a whodunit called Rossum's Undercover Robots. It's in a system called I'm Sure You're All Wondering Why I've got you here this evening. And the way everything's generated in-game is really fascinating. Yes, I do encourage you, even if you are not one of the fabulous people who has won a copy of the game as a prize, to go to the itch.io page, I'm Sure, and go and buy it for yourself. It is currently on itch.io like Creators Day, where anything you buy on itch.io, the creators get 100% of the proceeds. The website doesn't take a cut. So if you want to go and buy a copy of the game, now is a good time to go do so. And that's our stream. We should probably like raid people. I've got enough brain space to remember to still do like online influencer shit. Hold on.
Okay. While Caster is looking for someone to raid, or while Nathan is looking for someone to raid, I have been streaming too much with him as his V2 persona. They did a fantastic job this session, and, you know, how dare they let everybody get kind words and kudos without getting some on them as well.
Aww.
It's no surprise you know how to play a spooky bitch, and you played it to a T, and people better check out the other cool stuff that's being run. Not just the session that I'm in, though if you go view that, you may be able to hear credits about me too, but that is okay.
And with that, we're going to pass over to a fellow member of Black Twitch UK, Cass Candy, who is currently playing some Phasmophobia. So if you are still on the train for some spooky bitch vibes, that is imminent. Once again, I have been your androgynous android game show host from the future, Nathan Blades. This has been the Neoncaster Twitch channel, and I'll see you all again next time. Good night, everybody.